Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
And we back at it after how many weeks? So today, in this first episode back of my podcast, we're going to be talking about the beloved hit classic, Forrest Gump. Now, the first time I watched Forrest Gump is when I was 5, 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? This back when we had DVDs and stuff, because it wasn't nationally televised. We didn't have cable back then. But anywho, I wanted to talk about the couple Forrest and Jenny. Now, in the beginning, when they were kids, you could do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? They're innocent. They were best friends. Forrest had feelings for this little girl. And we already knew that Jenny was sexually abused when she was a child, but basically did not tell Forrest that. We're going to write that off, because in the topic of this video, we're going to talk about all the red flags from Jenny. Because it's like every time Forrest wants to get with Jenny, she just turns around and pushes him away. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was in the army, and basically we saw that dark side of her, like singing naked in front of all these little school threat men. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hit on her, and Forrest came in there to save the day, and still Jenny did not even acknowledge his heroics. Because if that would have been me, I would have been pissed. I would have just walked away. But Forrest, you know what I'm saying? He's just a different type of dude, because he just quite doesn't understand, because he's disabled. You know what I'm saying? Forrest is disabled. He doesn't quite understand that Jenny wants to be left alone. You know what I'm saying? And she gets in this random countryman's car and then just drives away before Forrest goes to Vietnam. So I felt some kind of way about that, because how you gonna tell somebody to leave you alone and they trying to help you out? That just don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially with disabled people, because I cannot stand that. You know what I'm saying? We got to show our love to all the disabled people, no matter what they do or how they act. We got to show love to them, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because TDXP, you know what I'm saying, he has autism, and basically he gets treated just like this. But this is not about TDXP today. You know what I'm saying? This is about Forrest and Jenny. Stop switching up the topic. Anyways, Jenny leaves, and basically we don't hear from this little girl until later on in the movie, because Forrest, he goes to Vietnam, he goes to war, you know what I'm saying? And then he writes letters to Jenny. And then Jenny sends them all them shits back, like basically. And then shortly after he then finished up the war in Vietnam, won his Medal of Honor, then went on to do ping pong and got more famous, he goes shrimping. I didn't know that you could shrimp. I thought that was a fictional thing. But he gets a boat, you know what I'm saying? He wants to honor his late friend Bubba. You know what I'm saying? Bubba done died in the war. He died in the war. So basically, Forrest wants to honor Bubba by starting his own shrimping business. You know what I'm saying? They're always talking about it when they were on the bus when they first met. You know what I'm saying? Bubba was a real one, because he was representing all the grinders back in the day. But meanwhile, here's Jenny. Okay, she out here snorting that white powder and basically being with the wrong crowd, with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? And basically she's thinking that she's having a good old time with the right people, but basically she's not, because she is fucking up her life. And Forrest is figuring out his life. You know what I'm saying? But still thinking about Jenny, thinking about this little girl. You know what I'm saying? Even though he shouldn't, because, he should just left her alone then and there. You know what I'm saying? I understand she's the only one that he knows besides his mama. And sadly, Mama Gump done passed. And it's still a shame that they killed off Sally Field's character so soon. I wish she would have just stayed for the rest of the movie. You know what I'm saying? It would have made a whole lot of sense to watch the wedding and all of that and look at these red flags. Because Jenny and Forrest have never even put a ring on that finger. Because Mama Gump would have stepped in. I ain't allowing that. No, sir. But then later on, Jenny comes back, as you can see right here. As soon as Forrest gets famous, she comes back again and again and again. But in this scene, you know what I'm saying, she basically has nowhere else to go. She's trying to figure out her life. And she's kind of using Forrest and his money. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's like she has a drug addiction, and basically she ain't got nowhere else to go. And she's really thought she figured out everything in her life. And every man that she's ever been with hurt her. You know what I'm saying? You know, the two spend the night together. They dance and all of that. Take walks and gets Forrest these Nike Cortez. And then she dips the very next day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just shaking my head at this scene because how in the world did you afford a cab? How did you afford a cab? Let me guess. Forrest's money. Forrest is left distraught. You know what I'm saying? That man is broken. Literally confused, dumbfounded. Like, how in the hell are you going to leave and spend time with me and then you leave the very next day? That don't make no sense to me. That would drive any man crazy. You know what I'm saying? But Forrest kept that together. Kept all that shit together. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. And also, shout out to Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. You know what I'm saying? Those two are legends. You know what I'm saying? That's why we love them. Because they gave us an amazing movie alongside Robert Zemeckis. But anywho, back to the story. Forrest then ran across the country for 3 years. 3 years after Jenny then broke him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just keep your past behind you, but did they really have to go that deep? And then shortly afterward, Jenny writes him another letter. And you know what I'm saying? And then as a whole kid, like, we didn't snoodle one time. That is not my baby. Like, come on, fam. But anywho, let me get back to the topic. So, Jenny later tells Forrest that she's getting sick. You know what I'm saying? She had caught this disease. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows, whoever watched this movie, they already know what this disease is about. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have to say anything. But back in the 80s, the disease was a death sentence. You know what I'm saying? But the moral of this story is Forrest was the right man for Jenny, but Jenny did not deserve him. You know what I'm saying? At all. And that goes to all the other nice guys who are like Forrest. They, like, all these girls want to choose the big guys who basically hurt them, abuse them, and all this other extra stuff, and just brush off the nice guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the nerds versus the thugs. You know what I'm saying? Like the jocks. So it was really painful for me to watch Forrest go through all of that. You know what I'm saying? And for any other guy who's gone through that, it is really, really painful to think about, because you got to understand, Jenny was abused as a child. So basically we'll keep that out of there. But at the same time, that doesn't give, well, not really at the same time. But anyways, she hurt Forrest in every single way possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, Forrest wanted the best for Jenny. You know what I'm saying? They do get married in the end, and they have this kid, they have this little family, and her life is perfect up until she even passed. And that's really sad, you know what I'm saying? But she did have a good redemption story just to end so tragically. You know what I'm saying? Jenny was a really good person, really talented, but she wanted to get her life together, because she does not want to hurt Forrest anymore, because she was having flashbacks. I could imagine. But anyways, that's my review. if Paramount takes this video down, I'll do a remake of this video. You know what I'm saying? Insert some other clips. So bear with me. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace!